Not me just taking a minute talking and being muted, but there's that. Good morning, guys. Definitely wasn't you. It was a me problem. I didn't click unmute. So, how's everybody's morning? Almost afternoon. No, I'm literally blabbing away for 44 seconds and it's muted. What's new? Good morning, Terry. Of course I would do that. I'm going to bring Court up. They're not live yet, but just so that once it's live, it will automatically start. Me too. I was messaging with a bunch of people in Arkansas last night, and I'm like, dude, where are your polling results? Like, why are they not coming in yet? And I went to bed at probably like 11:30, and there were no results in like for Aaron's race. There were results for other races, and I'm like, where are these results? And so I ended up just going to bed. My husband's alarm went off at 4:45, and I was like instantly like hurried up, checked, and I saw the results, and I posted. Then I went back to sleep because I'm like, I honestly can't believe that was pulled off. I figured there would be like shenanigans, like teaming up to reelect the incumbent, and that didn't happen. So I'm so excited about that too. And mainly, like, I'm excited because I feel like we can all relate with the position that his wife is in and like how she feels. And I just imagine the weight being lifted off her shoulders as another sign of hope. Like, men typically can, they're stronger. They don't appear to be as emotional, even though Aaron definitely feels the weight of it too. But I truly, in the moment when I saw the results, I just couldn't even imagine how his wife, Heather, was feeling in the moment. Like, I'm sure there was just a huge weight lifted off their shoulders because while he is running for sheriff, I think at the same time, like, there's that extra benefit that they're gauging the public and how the public's going to feel heading into trial and jury selection. And I just think seeing the numbers come in and winning, I think that is just a huge positive sign, even if the trial continues. Okay. She told me that when I say number, that means 6, 7. So, okay, and Angie, I said that too. I have been asking everybody in my DMs from Arkansas, please get me in touch with people in Lonoke County who can, I need to hear from these people. Who are these sheriff deputies voting for? Who are their families voting for? I need to know more about who was voting. And when I saw the results this morning, I was thinking, I was thinking to myself, who did that judge vote for? Like, who are like these people voting for? And I need to talk to people because I want to hear it all. Okay, is that the one Melanie Little's covering? I saw something like she posted about I might agree with Hank Brennan or something. I haven't heard of that one. So Aaron's trial, I think, is only scheduled to last 1 week. It looks like court's about to go live because I saw heads moving. Ooh, that would be a good one. But it's supposed to be a short trial. I don't think I already checked the docket this morning. I'm like, is there going to be a motion to drop charges? Obviously not. That's so premature. But yeah, I can't do more than one at once either. I did check the docket though, hoping. I just don't think they'll do that easy. Ooh, that sounds like, what was that case? It was in front of Judge Cannoni, right in between Karen's trials, and it was a bench trial. And Judge Cannoni was the judge and acquitted the lady instantly. Like, as soon as closing arguments happened, Judge Cannoni ruled from the bench, like, you are acquitted, I find you not guilty. And that was a case similar to that too. Can't think of the name of it right now, but it was like shocking because Judge Bev literally like didn't say, I'm gonna go in the back and take a break. As soon as closing arguments were done, she acquitted the lady. Curious how that happens, huh? Let's see. Yeah, I can't remember what the name of that case was, but it was in between the two Karen Reed trials. So wait, how much time is she facing if it was an assault charge? Do you know that off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's attached to my hip. Okay, so was it a physical assault or with a weapon? I thought court was about to come live. I saw the judge. Okay, so I feel like we might be up for some pretty boring testimony this morning, possibly because I went back to re-listen to what Bloodworth said yesterday morning, and he said if they had finished Miss Carrington, they would be going on to 3 people to testify about insurance policies. But I guess it could be interesting if we hear Kouri Richins on insurance calls trying to secure life insurance on her husband. So we might be in for some pretty dry testimony. I don't know. Good morning.
You should say good afternoon.
It's almost afternoon. Okay, let's see.
You have to say good morning, good morning,
So,
and good afternoon.
Is his statement coming in at all?
Of course not.
She said, of course not. That's the question. Oh gosh, I can't. Couldn't the defense call him though? Has the defense said if they'll call him? I literally cannot. I don't know if I muted it in time, but I said, so is his statement coming in? And she was like, of course not. That's the question. Like, I understand. His attorney? Wait a minute. How will that work because of attorney-client privilege?
0139, State versus Richins. Counsel for the state is present. Counsel for the defendant is present with defendant. Mr. Bloodworth, anything before we invite the jury in?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Lewis?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Let's invite the jury.
That went so much more smooth today than yesterday when I went into full phone panic. I'm glad to see the defense tone down their wardrobe colors. Did you guys just see that reaction from Kouri? She was like,
Notebook? I like notebook.
I know. You do so well. I won't do it again. Stop.
the one difference I feel like with her versus Skylar Zara was I was not like her buddy. I feel like these two like egg her on to act the way she does because they act the exact same way.
All right, have a seat. Good morning. We will proceed with additional testimony in the state's case in chief. Mr. Burmester, the state's next witness, please.
Lashawnda Rodgers.
Not this dude again. I can do without him.
Ms. Rodgers, good morning. If you'd step in front of Brittany, we'll get you sworn in. Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Thank you. Please have a seat.
You're going to drag that. There you go. Mr. Burmester, please proceed.
Thank you. Ms. Rodgers, could you please state your full name and then spell your full name for the court?
Yes, Lashawnda Rodgers, LASHAWNDA, and Rodgers is RODGERS.
Thank you. Ma'am, are you employed?
Yes,
How are you employed?
for New York Life Insurance Company.
And what do you do for New York Life Insurance Company?
I'm a senior representative in the call center.
Can you briefly explain to the jury what you do as a Platinum Senior Advisor?
Yes, I take inbound phone calls from platinum agents that service clients all over the United States. I answer questions in regards to beneficiary changes, ownership changes, make payments on policies, and just discuss anything overall insurance related that they have questions on.
Do you know or know of an agent from Utah named Brian Freckleton?
Yes, I do.
And did you receive a call from him, an inquiry on June 2nd of 2022?
Yes, I did.
So on that day, did he explain to you a problem that he had observed and that he wanted some reconciliation or information?
Yes, he did.
Briefly, just tell us what the conversation was about, not for the purpose of proving any truth, just so we know what you were doing afterwards. So briefly explain.
Okay, so when Mr. Freckleton called, he wanted some information on some beneficiary changes that had happened on a policy. He wanted to know why they had been changed and finagled with several times. So I explained to him through research what happened.
Okay. And so were you able to get that information on that day of the phone call, June 2nd?
Not all of it. I had to reach out to another department to get additional information, and then I followed up with him a few days later.
I see. By email?
Correct.
Okay. Can we take a look at, first of all, let's take a brief look at States Exhibit 7-20, please. Can you scroll through that, Scott?
They can see it for you if you'd like. It's not a touch screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Does
If you
My-
can't see it, they can see it for you.
my view is kind of fuzzy.
Yes, mine is as well.
Is there a reason it would be out of focus? It's never been out of focus before.
That tablet's a little bit out of
Is
focus.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have trouble
Do you
seeing
mind
it?
if I lean over and just
No,
make sure you're seeing?
Your Honor, please.
She has as clear a view as I do. Scott, I think it'd be helpful for the witness if you could zoom in. The type is pretty small.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
You're
There we go. Thank you so much.
Okay, so does this look familiar to you?
Yes.
Okay, can you explain to the jury what this is, or for the court, I guess? Really?
Well, this page is what the agent had sent to the client. That's not something that I sent.
Okay, let's scroll to the very beginning, or that would be the end of the document. The very last page, if you will. Okay, so does that look familiar to you?
Yes.
Okay. Is this the email exchange that you had with Mr. Freckleton?
That is correct.
Okay, so let's go, we can set that aside for now. Let's take a look at States Exhibit 7-19, please. This is a multi-page document, actually 23 pages. As he's scrolling through that, does it look familiar to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I'd like to have you take a look at page 13 of this document. Perhaps we
So
can focus in. There you go.
Thank you.
Does that look familiar?
Yes, it does.
Okay. What is this information depicting?
This information is providing the client's policy number, who the insured is, the address, the date of birth. It's showing beneficiary changes, address change, beneficiary change, beneficiary change. And it has the policy number, it has the insured name there as well.
Okay. Is this a true and accurate copy of the policies, buy-sell policies that you recall seeing?
Yes.
The state would offer, States Exhibit 719?
All right, States 7-19 is admitted. Do you want me to publish to the jury?
Please, Your Honor.
Okay.
Could we scroll down just one more little block, I think? Okay, so this appears to be going in reverse chronological order, right? So the older things are at the bottom and it gets newer as you go towards the top. Is that fair?
That is correct.
Okay. So on January 1st, at the very bottom of this document, is there a change from one to another on that date with one policy?
There is It's not showing on this specific page, but yes, there is. It's not showing specifically like
Okay.
on this page.
So, do you see the highlighted portion where it says 1,
Yes,
2? So, what is the policy number here?
167-351-41.
Okay. And in this particular case, who is the owner of that policy? Do you know? Does it show here?
It does not.
Okay. Does it show who the insured is and who, in other words, the person whose life is being insured?
Yes, it does.
And who is that?
Cody M. Wright.
Okay. Then does it show who the beneficiary is in this little block here?
It does not. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yes, it does. Eric Richardson, partner 100%. I apologize.
Okay. Then in the next block, up from that, is that the same policy?
Yes, it is.
Okay, the 141.
Yes.
Okay, and effective date of this entry is January 1st?
January 2nd.
Um,
I'm sorry, effective date. Excuse me. Yes, January 1st. Yes.
Okay. And again, this is the policy on the life of Cody, right?
Yes.
Okay. And has the beneficiary changed?
Yes.
Okay. Who is it changed to?
Kouri Richins, spouse 100%.
Okay. So where before it said partner, Eric Richins partner 100%, now it says Kouri Richins spouse 100%.
That is correct.
Okay. Can we scroll up just a little bit, please, Scott? Okay. We see another beneficiary change here in the center of the of this page. Again, it's entered on January 2nd, but the effective date is January 1st.
That is correct.
Okay. And again, we're talking about that same policy, 141.
Yes.
Cody Wright is the life that's being insured,
Yes.
and beneficiary.
Eric Richins, business partner 100%.
Okay, so it's changed back.
That is correct.
Okay. Is this the question that Freckleton was asking you about, this whole issue changing from one to the other?
Yes.
Okay. How does the owner of a policy, can they change their beneficiaries? For example, if I buy a policy on my life for my daughter, could I change the policy? Well, I think I want to give 50% to my daughter and 50% to my wife. Could I do that?
Yes, as the owner, you're able to make those changes.
Okay, and you would do it through some portal or something online, or?
Yes, that is an option, mynyl.com.
Okay. In this, I guess you could do it by calling up an agent or calling up one of your colleagues.
That is correct. You're able to do so over the phone as well as filling out a form.
I see. Okay. In this case, were you trying to find out how it was done and who did it?
Not the how and who, just I was trying to figure out exactly, let me rephrase that. So I know that it was done by someone in New York Life. I'm sorry, wait. I was trying to explain to the agent where the changes came from.
Okay. And you talked to your colleagues?
Yes, so I reached out to another department to get more clarification on IP addresses, et cetera, to confirm who exactly made the changes from the MyNYL portal.
Okay. So when you're making these changes through the MyNYL portal, can a beneficiary or someone unrelated to that policy get in there and change the beneficiary, for example?
No,
Okay. Who can get in there and change if they so desire?
the owner and anyone that has the owner's information.
Okay. All right. So in other words, if I found the password and the credentials, I could log in, I suppose, and change somebody else's.
Yes.
All right. All right. So, when you did your research, can we go, first of all, I still need 719. I need to go to page 15, if you could, please.
That's what
Is that page 15?
That's correct.
Okay. Does this tell you, I think we need to scroll up just one more so we have the policy ending in 141? Okay. Does this page tell you who the owner is?
Yes, it does.
Okay, policy 141 is owned by who?
Eric E. Richins.
Okay. Now I'm through with this one. Can we go to 720, please? I think we've laid the foundation, so I would offer States Exhibit 20. This is the email chain.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. No objection.
States 7-20 is admitted.
We would ask permission to publish.
It's up.
Okay. Can we go to the very last page of this? So is this your very first email to Brian Freckleton?
That is correct.
Okay. And in this, you're saying, hey, this is in response to your question last week?
Yes.
Okay. Then can we scroll down to the next portion? On this, is this the information that you acquired from looking at talking to your colleagues and looking at the rest of the data?
That is correct.
Okay, so can you explain to the jury what it is that you found out?
So I found out that on January 1st, 2022, the beneficiary was changed from Kouri to Eric, back to Kouri, and then to Eric again,
Okay,
within a few minutes of each other,
okay, all on that same day.
all on that same day.
I see. And were you able to, at that moment, provide some of the details of how that transaction occurred?
Yes.
What was it?
So after speaking with the representatives in our IT department, they stated that all were from Eric Richins login and all from the same IP address.
Okay. Then, did you continue working on this for a couple more days after this and exchanging emails with Brian Freckleton?
I believe this may have been the last one.
Let's go to June 9th, please. So it should be near the top. Couple bullets. Okay. This is the email from you.
Yes, we are going backwards. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
so
see.
June 9th?
Yes.
Okay. And you're reviewing further information. A general point, you give a general point about who can log on, just generally speaking. In order to get into somebody's account, you have to have what?
Their login credentials.
Okay. So that means a password, a registered email address?
That is correct. And a username.
Okay. And in this particular case, it appeared to be coming from whose email address?
Kouri Richins.
Now, do did you also get further information that all interaction was coming from that same email address?
That is correct.
Okay, that's all I have for this witness.
I'm not mad. They need to bust through these so fast.
Good morning, Ms. Rodgers.
Good morning, Alex.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good seeing you again.
Good to see you as well.
I wanted to make some clarifications. I'd like to talk to you about client IDs.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay. From the documents that we've seen, what I'll do is I will pull up let's go with 720, I believe it was state 720. No, I'm sorry. 719. Thank you.
One moment.
Do you see that there?
No, nothing has
not
come
yet.
up. Okay. Yes.
Perfect. Now that client ID right there, can you?
Do you want me to show this to the jury?
Oh, sure, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you. I apologize.
Very good.
That client ID we see there that's highlighted, whose client ID is that?
Eric's,
That one's Eric's?
I believe, just by first glance at this is Eric's. Yes.
Okay. And then if we can, actually, you know what I'll do? If we could pull up, let's do this one. 1 second. Can you just publish this just to Ms. Rodgers, please? And let me know if you recognize this.
Yes.
And what is this?
This is, and would you please make it a little bit bigger, zoom in?
And you know what I can
Thank
do?
you.
Is if this is helpful, this is just a hard copy of it. It may probably make it easier to. It's the same, is that right? There you go.
Thank you.
If you want to just go through that and see if you recognize that, and if you could focus on the client ID or try to find a client ID there.
So this page does not have a client ID listed. It does have the owner's name, Eric, and it has his address and email address here, but
So
it's not specific to the client ID because
Perfect.
it's not listed.
So is this one similar to the one we just saw that was Cody's? On 7, if we could
No,
pull
they're
up
two different.
719 for her.
That's two different type of views for this, but that other view just showed the insured information, but this is showing just Eric's information.
So let's go ahead and maybe this will help.
So that client ID that's listed here is for Cody.
For Cody.
Correct. That's the one that's circled.
Maybe we go to page 14.
Of what document?
This is for Eric.
So are we talking 719 or are we talking 1046?
1046 right now.
Okay.
Yep. And so there on your screen is just a electronic copy of what I just showed you. And that client ID, that one is Mr. Wright. Is that correct? Or Eric's?
No, Eric's starts with a 9, not with this 153.
Okay, let's do this. The one we previously showed you, you had indicated that that was Eric, so maybe there was a mix-up. So Eric starts with a 9?
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is it 99? Well, look, before we complicate more things, we move to admit this document, Judge's Defense Exhibit 1047.
That's not the one on the screen right now.
This one is.
This is 1047?
Yeah, they look the same. 1046.
let's go back to the beginning to make sure we're talking
Yeah,
about the
could we
same
go to the first page then?
Okay.
So they
So
look,
this is defendants 1046.
Correct.
Mr. Burmester, any objection?
Well, I think we need foundation to establish exactly which one we're looking at. And is it different or the same as?
Mr. Ramos, just for clarity of the
Sure.
record, would you lay a little foundation for
could we
this
put
witness?
1046 and state 719 side by side? I think that would be the clearest because they look identical.
Okay,
And then I'll ask Ms.
Thank
Rodgers
you.
some questions.
all right.
That's perfect.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So on the left-hand side, we have Defense Exhibit 1046. On the right-hand side, we have State 719. They appear to be the exact same format, correct?
Correct.
Except that one's for Eric and one is for Cody, correct?
Correct.
All right. And within these documents, this is where the client IDs are, correct?
There's no client.
Not on this first page, I apologize.
Correct.
But the remaining pages, if we could scroll through them, just so Ms. Rodgers can see. And so that does that kind of tell you all of the different policies or client IDs related to Mr. Wright as well as Mr. Richins?
It does.
Okay. At this point, Judge, we would move to admit 1046. I believe that's enough foundation.
Mr. Burmester,
Yes.
defendants 1046 is admitted.
Perfect. Okay. So with this information now, as you can see on the right-hand side, on the very top, and we could zoom it in if you'd like, it indicates Cody Wright. Could you go a little bit higher to show Cody Wright's name there? Okay. Now, with that information on the right-hand side, is that Mr. Wright's client ID or is that Mr. Richins' client ID?
That's Cody Wright's client ID.
Okay. Ending in 8252.
Correct.
Okay. And then on the left-hand side, if we could do the same, just showing Mr. Richins and then the client ID. And is that Mr. Richins?
No, that's Cody's.
That's Cody's.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go to on the, if you could highlight on the right-hand side, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. January 24th, there indicates a client ID there.
That is Eric's.
That is Eric's. Okay.
Yes.
So with that information, it appears that client ID 992141444 is
Eric's.
Eric's.
Mm-hmm.
And if we could go back to the very top, the client ID, if you could highlight or call that out on the right-hand side, starts with 0. 015328252.
Correct.
That is
Cody's.
Cody's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, with that information, that is how we could, or your office could determine what are the changes were made, correct?
No. How did we determine the changes were
Oh,
made?
I'm sorry.
That's not
That's
correct.
correct. I apologize.
That's okay.
Those are the client IDs that were used to figure out when changes were made, who made the changes, correct?
It wasn't the client ID that was used. It was the actual owner's information, but
Okay.
not the client ID that comes into play in a different way, but not in regards to logging in. Because there's different ways to log into my MYL. You can log in with your name, social security number, and then you have to have an email address. And then the other way is to use a client ID, but you still have to have an email address associated with it.
Correct. Let's go there. Maybe this will be helpful. If we could pull up the state's exhibit. $720, please. And if we could go to the last page. If we could call that out, just so it's a little bit clearer for Ms. Rodgers.
Thank you.
Okay. So maybe what we're talking about here is different, so I'll get on the same page with you.
Okay.
This is the Eric Richins login,
Yes.
correct, is what you indicated. If we could publish this to the jury. Okay, so this one is saying that it was all from Eric Richins' login.
Mm-hmm.
And now what you just indicated, and maybe this is where I was mistaken, Eric Richins' login, it could be an email you indicated?
It could be either his name and his date of birth and the last four of his social.
Okay.
And then on the next screen, it's going to ask for an email address to do verification.
Okay,
Or they can put in the client ID. And then on the next page, it's going to ask for clarification.
okay,
I'm sorry, for an email for verification.
understand. So that's kind of the login process
That is correct.
for my NYL.
Yes.
Okay. And then if we could go to page 2 of that same document at the bottom, that second bullet point there, if we could call that out for Ms. Rodgers so it's clear.
Thank you.
Yes. And this is what you're referring to, that they cannot log in with any other credentials besides what we have on record, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And in this case, what did you have on record?
The credentials that we had on record were Eric's name, but a different email address. It wasn't an email address so two clients would never have the same email address associated with one policy. So in looking at Eric's policy and the email address versus another policy that had the same email address is where we came up with that information.
So then the login information or the login email,
Mm-hmm.
when you're referring here to Kouri, it's
Correct.
the email that's associated with it.
Yes.
Okay, and that's where I wanted to get to. So on the second bullet point where it indicates, it does appear that Kouri is the one that has been managing the online activity. It's based on the fact that her email is being used.
The email is being used. Correct.
Okay, and her email, do you recall what that one was?
Kouri Richins, I'm not quite sure what that, it may have been at gmail.com or AOL, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Thank you.
Do you recall that document?
Yes, at Hotmail, yes.
Okay, and what does that document show?
Oh, it says Kouri Garden at hotmail.com for both.
And what do you mean for both?
For Eric's profile and for Kouri's profile.
Okay, and then are they different client IDs?
Yes.
Okay, which one's the one on the left, if you could describe whose it is,
It's Eric's
and what is his client ID?
153-28252.
8252. And then Ms. Richins?
989-455-105.
Perfect. Matt approach. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, you had indicated we could take that down. You had indicated there in that email with Mr. Freckleton that you had to reach back out to I believe your IT people,
That is correct.
and they produced a document that outlined exactly what had happened, correct?
Yes.
Okay. If we can, just for Ms. Rodgers, pull up, yes. Can you see that, Ms. Rodgers?
Barely.
Okay, let's zoom in maybe at the top and just scroll down through her or for her.
Thank you.
So let me know if you, as we're scrolling through, if you recognize this.
Yes.
Okay, and can you explain what it is?
This is the IT department, just basically showing who the IP, what happened with the 3 changes and the IP addresses. But this came from someone else.
Yes, it wasn't from you.
That is correct.
Correct. You had you.
This witness is not part of that email chain, at least that's what she's been
That is correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is that an objection or?
Well, if we're going to quote from it, yes, it's hearsay.
I think he's just asking a question about it. Any other
Sure.
objection, Mr. Burns?
No, that's,
Okay.
you can ask questions about that.
Mr. Ramos, please proceed.
In everything that you were doing, Ms. Rogers, in terms of trying to assist Mr. Freckleton in answering his question, did you happen to either come across this or do you recognize this during that?
I've never.
And if we could go to page 2 as well. And if we could kind of highlight the left column there.
This information, I don't recognize that it came from another department representative, but I did not send this to him directly.
No, and I'm not asking that. Just if you had reviewed it during.
No,
Okay.
no.
And would this have come, do you know, from the information you were talking about, the IT people? With
That is
IT?
correct.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. And, well, actually, if we could take that down. Okay, so,
Yeah. Can we just identify, just for the record, what that document is? It's 1047, I believe, right?
so she doesn't recognize it, that it wasn't sent to her, so I'm not
Just
gonna
for
admit
the
it.
record, it's okay. I just want to make sure the record is clear that.
Oh, yeah, what number was
refreshing
that?
recollecting.
1047. And Ms. Rogers identified that she knows what it is, but it is not something that was sent by her or to her,
That is correct.
and so we're not going to be asking questions.
We can
for
keep
it.
moving.
Okay. All right. Ms. Rogers, the question I have, that is, now that we have the client IDs all squared away,
Okay.
and as you indicated, that they are tied to email addresses, okay? If we could pull back up States Exhibit 720, please. Second page at the bottom, if we could go back to that. And if we could publish that to the jury. This statement from you, or this email from you to Mr. Freckleton, you indicated that it does appear that Kouri is the one that has been maintaining the online activity.
Correct.
So I'd like to clarify that. The reason you indicated Kouri is only because it's her email that was associated with the client ID, correct?
Correct.
In your investigation and you and New York Life, there is nothing at all that can tell you that it was actually Miss Richins who was behind the screen when this happened, correct?
Well, the IP information would be the only other thing.
Correct. So did you do a search for the IP address?
No, I did not.
Okay,
That came
so-
from another department.
Right. So you didn't do investigation to the IP address, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So based on the IP address, which you haven't done anything on, the reason that you indicate in that statement that it was Kouri is because of her email address, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And as you indicate there, if someone else knows the password, and you indicate her information, and to be clear, the individual or the login information was tied to the client ID, right? When we saw the beneficiary change, or for the policy, I'm sorry.
Correct.
Okay. If we could go to the last page, please. And these changes all happened within 6-ish minutes?
Yes.
Okay. And at the end of the day, between 7:21 and 7:27, everything remained or went back to being the same, correct?
It did.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you, Ms. Rogers.
You're welcome. Ma'am.
Sorry for all the back and forth on the client ID.
That's okay. No
All right.
worries.
Have a good day.
You do the same. Thank you, sir.
Thank God.
Mr. Burns,
I have no further questions.
may we release this witness?
That would be the state's request, Your Honor, that she be allowed to go because she's got a plane to catch.
You are free to go.
Okay.
You're released from the subpoena. Please
Okay.
travel safely.
Thank you. I appreciate
Please
it.
watch your step.
Next, the state will call Brian Freckleton.
Okay.
I think just to show that in January, Kouri was messing with beneficiaries.
Mr. Freckleton, would you step in front of Brittany? We'll get you sworn in, sir.
Do you please raise your right hand? Do Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Please have a seat.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Freckleton, could you please state your full name and then spell your last name for the record?
It's Brian, Brian Freckleton, Freckleton.
Sir, are you employed?
I am.
How?
I own a little firm called Freckleton Financial Group, and we are involved in insurance and investments.
Mr. Freckleton, I'm sorry to ask you. Will you pull that microphone a little closer to you?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
It's the first time somebody's told me I was talking too low.
You do have a low voice, so we got to project out to the very reaches of this room.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Do you know a person by the name of Eric Richins
I do.
and Kouri Wright?
I do.
How do you know them?
They were introduced to me through Linda and Jean Richins. They were very early clients of mine in the early years, and then Eric reached out to me. I think it was 2007. He had just recently got married and asked me if I could do some life insurance for him and his first wife.
Okay. Now you mentioned that situation. Did he buy some insurance from you at that time?
Yes,
On himself?
and his wife.
Okay. And that was in 2007?
Right.
Okay. Did you subsequently come to know Kouri Richins?
Yes.
Have you met her before?
Yes.
On more than one occasion?
Yes.
Now, are you familiar with C&E Masonry?
I am.
And did you do work for C&E Masonry?
I did.
Okay. Are you familiar with the term buy-sell agreement?
I am.
Could you briefly explain to the jury what a buy-sell agreement is? We don't have to go into great detail, but we're dealing here with a partnership, is that right?
Yes.
C&E is a partnership, Eric and Cody?
Yes.
And so what is a buy-sell agreement?
A buy-sell agreement is an agreement that one or two or more partners will put together to protect from the partners dying, retiring, becoming disabled. It's a document that allows them to be bought out, usually of that partnership. In the case of this one, it was called a cross-purchase agreement, and the way it's set up is that we take.
So
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
transitioned into, in this case, so did you help put together parts of a buy-sell agreement that involved Cody, Wright, and Eric?
Yes.
Okay. So in this situation, go ahead and explain what that buy-sell agreement did for
Okay.
Eric and Cody.
In context with those two.
Yes.
Yeah. So the agreement is usually funded, and life insurance is usually the least expensive way to fund large amounts of money. In this case, it was $2 million. They felt the company was worth about $4 million at the time. And so we put $2 million of life insurance on each of them. Eric would own the policy on Cody, and Cody would own a policy on Eric. In the event of one of their deaths, the owner of the contract would also be the beneficiary, and that money would go to Cody in this case. So Cody receives $2 million. He receives it tax-free based on life insurance. And then he turns around, he's obligated, as is the estate, to buy that stock. And so he has to come in with that $2 million and buy the stock from the estate of Eric, or the trust of Eric in this case.
Okay.
And
All right. You said that there's $2 million on each man for the
Yes.
total value of the company being $4 million at the time this
That's
agreement was entered.
yes.
And so, was there more than one policy to come up with the $2 million?
Yes, we started out with $1 million of term insurance and $1 million of what they call traditional whole life insurance.
Okay. Initially, was there 2 terms, 1 million each on each guy, and then one was converted to a whole life product?
Well, the initial policies were 1 million of the permanent insurance and then 1 million of term insurance. And
I
then later down the line, we converted the term insurance over to
I see.
permanent. Yeah.
Okay. Could we have that one aid? The demonstrative exhibit? Okay. Can you see this
Again,
thing? Does that portray the various policies that we're talking about?
yeah, the first 4 policies there.
Would that be helpful in conveying your testimony to the jury?
Sure.
Would ask permission to publish.
Mr. Ramos, any objection to this demonstrative? I don't know the number.
It's not labeled
Okay.
anything, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Burmester.
Okay, so the 4 on the left are $1 million policies for each man.
Yes, the starting from the left going to the right. Yes.
Okay, and then the second policies are later converted into whole life policies.
Those 2 in the middle were term insurance policies, and they were converted over to the last 2 to the right.
I see. And so these policy numbers, the first two digits, 1-4, represent one type of product, and then the 1-6 in the whole life represents that they were whole life products.
The policy numbers don't necessarily reflect the type of life
I see.
insurance policy, but the policy numbers that you have there are correct.
Okay. All right. So there's one policy I would like to focus in on. Just went away. Could we have that back again? I'm not sure what happened. Okay. On the lower right-hand corner, there's 16735-141.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have some sort of notice system or portal or something that New York Life contacts you as an agent?
We have a portal system, and in that portal system is what we call alerts. It allows us to see if what clients may have done, or confirmations of things we've done for our clients that got done. If money comes in, it tells us that. If the beneficiaries have been changed, or check-o-matics, or banks, or stuff like that, it tells me that.
So on January 1st of 2022, did you receive an alert?
I did.
Okay. Can you tell us what the alert was to you?
Yes, it was an alert that the policies on Eric and Kouri, the beneficiary had been attempted to be changed.
Okay. And so what did you do about that?
Well, I called both Cody and Eric, and both of them went to message like usual. They were very busy guys and hard to get a hold of. And so we got a notice that someone that they had changed tried to change the beneficiaries of the policies, and I called them. And
Do you remember today who had been changed to who?
yeah, the beneficiary had been changed to Kouri Richins
From?
well, in this case, it was from Eric.
Okay. All right. And to be clear, so Eric is a beneficiary. So in this type of policy, he's the owner.
He is the owner.
Okay. And so it was actually insurance on the life of Cody Wright.
That's correct.
Okay. And so you talked to, did they contact Cody and Eric call you back or?
They did.
Okay. Did you explain to him what happened?
I did.
Okay. And at some point, did you reach out to New York Life?
I did.
And did on June 2nd, were you able to talk to Ms. Rodgers, Lashawnda Rodgers?
Yes.
Okay. And then have an exchange with her?
I did.
Okay. Can I just see, it's already been admitted, 7-20? Is this the email chain that you had with Lashawnda Rodgers?
Lower the. Yeah.
Okay. If I haven't done this, I would offer States Exhibit 719 and 720.
Aren't those sacred? There are.
All right. I have no more questions for this witness.
Mr. Ramos, please.
Morning, Mr. President.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
You indicated that you had set up these life insurance policies for Mr. Wright and Mr. Richins, correct?
Correct.
Do you recall when you had set up the one for Eric, approximately the year?
Which one?
This one. That's it.
Having to do with the buy-sell?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I think it was.
Or how about this?
Yes.
Anything with New York Life? Maybe we'll just start there.
Well, there was a policy put on Eric in 2007.
Okay.
It was $500,000 in term insurance.
And when would this one have been started, this buy-sell?
I believe the buy-sell was done started in 2020.
I'm going to show you.
I guess.
Okay. I'm going to show you a document. Maybe that'll refresh your recollection.
Please.
All right. If we could pull up, just for the witness, Your Honor, 1048. Yep. Yeah, we'll just see if he recognizes it. If we could, yeah, it's perfect. Thank you so much.
He's on.
Do you recognize this? And we could scroll down.
Yes.
Okay. And then at the very top there, sorry, go back. You're included in that email, or your name comes up, correct?
Yeah, this is a something that New York Life, the carrier, sends out to me, myself, and the insured.
Okay. And is this kind of like
Or the owner. I apologize to the owner.
to the owner? So
Yes.
is this kind of like an introductory kind of welcome email?
No, this is the documents.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Now, this is on Mr. Richins, correct?
I would assume so. I really can't tell, but I would assume that it is because it says that it's required signature for Eric Richins, but that doesn't tell me who it is.
Sure.
Because the insured and the owner has to sign these applications.
Sure. And then when you set this up, did you also assist with the email process or the login process to we could take it down. My NYL?
I did not.
You did not?
No,
Okay.
we're not
So-
allowed to do that. The owner of the is the only one that has the right to legally go into those accounts.
And when you received this email,
Yes.
also Mr. Richins was included in it, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we could pull it back up. And which email does he use?
For this or
Correct.
otherwise?
Correct.
For this, he uses the Kouri Darden at hotmail.com.
Okay. And this was back when?
20?
Perfect.
It says on there June 11th of 20.
Okay. Your Honor, we'd move to admit 1048 at this point.
Okay. Defense 1048 is admitted.
Thank you.
Do you want to publish something?
Yes, please. Thank you. If we could just, for the jury, just highlight that top portion there. All right. And my only other question, I'm not sure if you know the answer to this. Are you familiar with the client IDs for Mr. Richins as well as Mr. Wright?
I know they have them, but I couldn't even come close.
Understood.
Yes.
In your conversations with
Yes.
Miss Rodgers, we saw some email communication, correct?
Yes.
Did you receive anything at all related to the IP address or the client IDs used?
Yes.
Do you recall if I showed you, I'm going to show you an image. Let me know if you recall it. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Can you pull that one up, please? Just for the witness, judge and counsel. 1046. Yes. Thank you. If we could call it out, and we'll scroll through it.
Yeah. if you
Just
could-
let me know if you end up, I'm sure it's in a different format with all these, but just let me know if you recall seeing this. It's about 3 pages long.
This was, yeah. I mean, this is the email that I literally requested.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And so if we could go to page 2, and if we could just kind of call out that left column that doesn't look like the matrix. And do you see that right there?
I do.
And do you recognize that policy number?
Where do you have? Oh, there. I don't recognize it, but I will assume that it's the one on one of the two.
Right, and that's the reason you were calling, as you indicated, the document you were requesting, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yes.
to the left of that, it says policy owner, and to the left of that, it has a client ID. Seeing that, do you recall whose client ID that is?
I don't know.
That's fine.
I
Good. I apologize.
I see a lot of client ID.
I would
numbers.
imagine.
Yeah.
No problem. Judge, at this point, we'd move to admit 1047.
Well, I didn't scroll through pretty fast. I did not see Mr. Freckleton on the email chain. So
Would you folks approach for just 1 second?
Mr. Freckleton,
Sure.
in reviewing this document, is this the document that you requested or that you received?
I don't remember the exact document, but it was similar to this.
Okay.
I mean, it just told me where the policy changes in the beneficiary had been done, and then changed back.
Okay. Renew my request to admit.
I don't think foundation has been made. He hasn't identified this
It's not
document.
there. Foundation objection is sustained.
Okay, no problem. Mr. Freckleton,
Yes.
you could take that down, thanks. At one point, you requested information about the changes, correct?
Yes.
From Ms. Rogers, correct? Or from New York Life?
Yes.
Okay. And at one point, you were told that changes were made.
Oh, I knew they had been changed because I had gotten an alert, and then that made me
Confirm.
confirm
Correct.
with them that it had been changed.
And you received that information back.
I did.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Betcha.
And did Lashawnda sent you the email? That was
Yes.
7:20, please.
One moment.
Isn't this here the
That's more like what
what
I
you got?
received.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Pause, I'm sorry. Did you want to show that to the jury?
yes, please.
Okay. Okay.
This here is the document you had received from Lashawnda.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you defense showed you an exhibit that said it was established June 11th of 2020. The policies.
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
Didn't you change or alter it somehow in November in conjunction with Ms. Bowman Carter, which
Change the
included it?
policies.
Well, changed it in. There's
Yeah.
suddenly a trust involved.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's okay. I just wanted to-
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Mr. Rums,
No further questions. Thank you, Judge.
may this witness be released, counsel?
Yes, please. You're on.
He could be subject to recall, Judge. He could not be.
You're free to go today. You may need to be recalled by defense counsel. We'll give you some notice.
Okay.
In the meantime, please don't talk to anybody about the case. Please don't watch any coverage of the case.
Okay.
All right.
You got it.
Thank you, sir. You're
You
free
bet.
to go. You might take it that with you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Bloodworth.
Your Honor, I know we've only been at it an hour, but perhaps we could take a very brief break.
No problem. Let's do it. Please rise for the jury. Please have a seat. Mr. Bloodworth, forgive me, I couldn't tell if you actually wanted a break or if you just needed to address something on the record.
Your Honor, I need to go to the bathroom.
No problem. We're going to take a break until 11:45. Thank you. Court's in recess.
I know it's a fine line.
Okay, we're on the record. Please proceed.
Thank you. This morning at 8:30, we received, well, Ms. Nestor received, a text from the state, which none of us saw until we were sitting here in court, where they have now provided documentation that Ms. Lauber did in fact violate drug court during the time that after she was cooperating in this case. That's Giglio information. I did not have that information to cross her with. They further, for the first time, disclosed the text messages between her and Detective Maynard that I asked her about.
Hold on. We need everybody to come back. What? All right, I'm backtracking from right when they come to break because I feel like I missed something. Hold on, we're starting this argument over. What? What is happening?
Where they have now provided documentation.
Okay, it's weird because it looks like the stream comes back mid-argument. Like I can't find where it starts, it just pops up. So I went back. We're just gonna wait till they come back. This is
We're on the record. Please proceed.
Thank you. This morning at 8:30, we received, well, Ms. Nestor received, a text from the state, which none of us saw until we were sitting here in court, where they have now provided documentation that Ms. Lauber did in fact violate drug court during the time that after she was cooperating in this case. That's Giglio information. I did not have that information to cross her with. They further, for the first time, disclosed the text messages between her and Detective Maynard that I asked her about. What's in these text messages should have been available. I could have used this on cross-examination. It's different than what she testified to. This is Giglio that was not given to us, and we moved for a mistrial.
Okay, pause. So you're calling it Giglio information because you believe it is information that is material to impeachment of one of the state's witnesses?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any basis to say that the state had it before Ms. Lauber was put on the stand?
Well, this was information that we requested. It was information we requested when we tried to get.
Answer my question.
Yes, it belonged to Detective Maynard. Detective Maynard had this information and sent an email to Mr. Bloodworth about the violation prior to the trial starting.
Mr. Bloodworth.
I'm not entirely sure what text message this defense received this morning. It was not from me. I had not heard of it until just now. I understand that about 10 days ago, the defense submitted a grandma request to the sheriff's office asking for information related to the supervision of Carmen Lauber.
By Mr. Maynard.
They asked for any information on all supervision.
Okay.
The supervision was by Eric Maynard.
Yeah.
I think they're referencing a violation of probation involving she was caught with an alcoholic beverage. Is that what we're talking about?
That's correct.
I provided that information to defense maybe 3 weeks ago in an email.
Okay. Ms. Lewis, I'm not going to shoot from the hip on this. You'll have to put this in a written motion so I can see it all with the timeline and the content. Let the state respond to.
Yes, I can. I will just state for the record, the email about the alcohol violation was sent to Mr. Bloodworth November 15th of 2023.
Well, but what about Mr. Bloodworth's email to defense that he just referenced?
I saw no such email.
Okay, well, we'll get into it, but you've got to put this in writing. We're not going to do this on oral representations in the moment.
Understood.
Okay. Anything else on that?
Not on that, no. Do you want to address anything?
do have one other issue, Your Honor. I know that it is always tradition that the state gets to sit closest to the jury in every trial I've ever been in. That's the case, and we actually prefer it that way. But we are getting reports from individuals who are watching this matter on television that particularly yesterday, but also previously to yesterday, that members of the prosecution team are making faces at the jury during our cross-examinations, and we would ask that
With respect, I have a better view of this than any of the cameras. I haven't seen anything like that.
Okay, well, we've asked for the timestamp.
Can we talk about faces? Let's talk about faces. Let's talk about your clients' faces. Oh my gosh, I hope Bloodworth goes and pulls timestamps. Faces. I feel like they're looking at my Instagram because I did talk about Bloodworth's face. But faces? Get out of here. Bye.
So we're going to try to provide it to the court, but all I'm asking is just a gentle admonishment that that's not appropriate and to try to refrain from doing that to the extent that is happening. Also, the second concern that I have is when Mr. Bloodworth is tendering the witness to the defense, he's making a statement that I believe the defense will have questions for you. We do believe that's, I'm sure it's not intentional, but it's burden shifting, and we would ask that he not make that statement at the conclusion. We're not required to ask them any questions. So we would just ask that that no longer be stated to the witnesses in the presence of the jury.
Yeah, as a matter of law, I don't view that as any instruction to the jury or comment regarding burden shifting. If you stand up and say you have no questions, you have no questions. I'm not going to admonish anybody for anything that isn't happening. The only faces I've seen are counsel at me. And so I think we're well within the proper bounds of appropriate conduct from what I can see from here.
All right.
Anything else?
We'll submit it in a motion, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Mr. Bloodworth, anything before we invite the jury in?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Ramos, you're ready to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Burmester, the state. Oh, I'm sorry. May we invite the jury in, please?
Judge, I think you heard the defense doesn't have any objections to the exhibits coming in through Ms. Coates.
Got it. Okay. We'll just need to create a record in real time.
Bloodworth's making faces now. Like, get out of here. I want this to become a back and forth of Kouri's faces.
Please have a seat as you come in. All right, have a seat. Mr. Burmester, the state's next witness, please.
And Coates.
Ms. Coates, if you would step in front of Brittany, we'll get you sworn in, please.
I thought Bloodworth was charged. Good news.
You'll raise your right hand.
You.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Thank you. Please have a seat.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Can you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Ann Coates, Coates.
Ma'am, are you employed?
Yes.
By whom?
CMFG Life Insurance Company, also known as True Stage.
I see. And what capacity do you serve them?
I'm a senior manager in the claims department for our consumer claims.
And have you been there how long?
Almost 23 years.
True Stage is an insurance company,
Yes.
and is True Stage associated with a particular business?
Yes. We offer insurance through credit unions
I see.
mostly.
Any particular credit unions?
A wide variety of credit unions throughout the United States.
I see. PenFed being one of them?
Yes.
Okay. And so, did you receive, can we see 7-21, please? Did you receive a written application for an insurance policy from allegedly Kouri and Eric Richins?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see States Exhibit 721?
I do.
State would offer States Exhibit 721.
Objection. State 7-21 is admitted.
Okay. In here, the author or authors have listed a mailing address.
Yes.
Can you, is that the P.O. Box 759?
It is.
Okay. And is there a phone number for Eric Richins?
Yes.
Could you state that phone number, please?
It is 801-892-9317.
I see. Okay, was there any email address given for Eric Richins?
No.
Okay. Now, can we scroll down just a little bit? At some point, does this application connect to a method of payment?
Yes.
Okay. Can you go to the last page there? So this application gives, is this for an automatic withdrawal?
It is.
Okay. And the account number given?
It's ending 6577.
6577.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Now, it's purportedly signed by two different individuals, Kouri and
Yes.
Eric, there at the bottom. Okay. Let me go back up to the top, please. Is there a place on this form for a social security number?
Yes.
Where?
About halfway down.
On the front page?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And in this case, it's been redacted?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember today anything about that social security number?
I do. Eric Richins' social security number, the last 6 digits are transposed.
I see. Okay. And, once this, do you know when this application came in?
We received this application on February 3rd, 2022.
And when was it approved?
On February 4th, 2022.
Okay. And did any sort of notice go out to the owner, to, for example, Eric, to let him know?
Yes, we sent a billing statement confirming that there would be an automatic withdrawal for the premiums.
Can we see States Exhibit 722, please?
And then also a welcome letter with the contract.
I see. Is this the welcome letter you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And in this, does it indicate where it was mailed to?
It does. P.O. Box 759 in Camas, Utah, 84036-0759.
Not 282 Willow Court?
No.
Okay. And this is an automatic withdrawal?
Yes.
And that's what this, Eric is being notified, it's going to be an automatic withdrawal?
Yes.
And out of this account, 6577?
Yes.
And when will that initial deduction come?
The first deduction we were notifying him would come on February 14th, 2022.
Okay. Now, did Eric Richins have other policies, any other policies besides this one we've just been talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Wasn't there a policy of accidental death and dismemberment policy,
Yes.
ultimately valued at $300,000?
That's correct.
Okay. And there was another policy issued June 9th, 2017?
It was actually issued May 12th of 2017.
Backdated to that day?
Yes, backdated.
Why that day?
I believe that was the day before his birthday.
Okay.
And we do that
okay.
sometimes to, we call it to save age and to save on premium.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Can we publish 722, please?
Any objection, Mr. Ramos?
No, Judge, thank you.
722 is admitted and published.
And we've highlighted the mailing address, the account, and the first date of withdrawal.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So going back to this second policy, it was a $250,000 policy, life insurance
Yes,
on Eric Richins' life.
that's right.
And that policy, do you know how it was being paid? From what account?
I would like to refer to the application, if you have that.
Okay. Would that help you refresh your
Yes.
recollection? May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is that? Just for
This-
the record.
Is an application for insurance.
Okay. You can just examine it for a moment. Does that help refresh your recollection?
It does.
How, by what account was this taken? The payment's taken, I guess.
Yeah, sorry, just one moment here. The account number is blacked out on the one page, but it says on another page here, checking account ending in 2204.
Okay, so. Thank you.
Mhm.
Is that the welcome letter like we talked about on?
Yes.
Okay. Then there's this policy. Now, how does one make a claim? Or how is it initiated, I guess?
Yeah, there are several ways that we can accept a claim. A lot of times it's by phone from a family member or beneficiary. In this case, What we do is twice a year in the state of Utah, we would run our policies up against a Social Security death master file list.
Mhm.
And that's how we found that he passed away.
Okay.
And that was done in April of 2022.
Okay. So this policy we talked about, the accidental death and dismemberment,
Yes,
was that ever paid out?
that was not.
Okay. Because it wasn't an accident or dismemberment.
That's right.
Okay. So then the policy, the $250,000 term policy,
Yes,
was that ever paid out?
it was.
Okay. Let's take a look at 7-12, please. Do you recognize 7-12?
Yes.
And what is that?
This is proof that we made the payment.
Okay. And how was that payment made?
This payment was made by check.
Okay. In the amount of $251,558.82?
Yes.
Okay. And it's a $250,000 policy. Why that difference?
There was a partial premium refund and state interest that was added to the 250,000.
Okay, can the state would ask to offer and publish here?
No objection, Judge. States 7-12 is admitted.
That was sent out, when did you say?
This was sent out June 17th, 2022.
I see. Okay. Now let's talk about the. Is there a way in which a policy owner or a beneficiary can communicate with True Stage, and a record is kept of that communication?
Yes, they can call us or email us at any time, and we keep a claim log for every call or every transaction that's made.
Okay. Those things are called claim notes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can we take a look at 7-11, please? Do you recognize that?
Yes,
Is that one of the claim notes?
it is.
Okay. And it looks like 220 state would offer states exhibit 7-11.
Okay.
Permission to publish.
7-11 is admitted.
There's a number at the top. In this case, 2204 22032.
Yes, that's the claim number.
Okay. And that represents the year 22. 04 is the month.
Yes,
And then 22 is the 22nd day of that month.
yes,
And this happens to be the 32nd claim made that day.
yes,
Okay. So this one occurs, the claim is initiated on April 22nd of 2022.
yes.
Okay. Then let's take a look at also 7-23, please. State would offer states exhibit 723.
No objection, Judge. State 723 is admitted.
They ask for permission to publish. In this case, the claim is initiated on April 28th of 2022.
Yes.
Okay. Initially, at least, is one claim for a particular policy or another?
Yes.
But over time, do they kind of bleed into the same one?
They do. Any action taken on one claim is noted on the other claim as well, so that we can provide the best service to our beneficiaries as possible.
Okay, so I'd like to focus in on this one for a bit here. On April 28th, is there a discussion between I guess this column that says desk and has some codes, is that who the person is from True States that happens to be talking that day?
Yes.
Okay. So on April 28th, is there a discussion between Kouri Richins and True Stage?
Yes.
And in this particular case, they're talking about both policies, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay. That is the policy, the $250,000 policy, as well as the more recent 100,000.
Yes.
Okay. Then on May 4th, is there another communication in this notes with Kouri Richins?
Yes.
What's happening in that communication?
We received a call from Ms. Richins, and she wanted the status of the claims. And so we provided the status and informed her that we received a pending death certificate, but we would also need the final death certificate.
I see. And in this case, the person taking these notes is saying DC, meaning death certificate.
Yes.
Okay. So it's still pending. So on June 7th, another communication
Yes.
Involving Kouri Richins?
Yes.
So in June 7th, does True Stage receive the death certificate?
We did receive the final death certificate that day.
And what does it say the cause of death was?
Drug intoxication, fentanyl.
Okay. So on June 14th, does True Stage talk to Kouri Richins about they now have a death certificate?
Yes, we did.
And so what is the question of Kouri?
The question was if the drug fentanyl was prescribed to Eric Richins. And that's important because the $50,000 accidental death benefit rider as well.
Excuse me, just one second. That extra $50,000 is on top of the $250,000
Yes.
policy.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
It provides a provision and an exclusion where the prescription would need to have been provided by a doctor and administered on the advice of a doctor in order to be payable.
Okay, and the person writes some notes about what Kouri Richins told them.
Yes.
Okay, and what does Kouri Richins say?
She said that the fentanyl was not prescribed, and she also added that she doesn't know how her husband got that.
Okay. The next day, Kouri Richins called again?
Yes.
Okay, and what was stated in that conversation?
It was the same thing that she provided us, that the drug was not prescribed.
Okay.
And that she doesn't know where it came from.
Okay. On June 21st, did she call again?
Yes.
And asking about a status?
She did.
And what did you guys tell her?
We told her that the $250,000 claim was paid, but the most recent claim, the $100,000 claim, was still being reviewed.
Okay. And why was it still being reviewed?
That was a brand new policy. And so whenever we have a death that occurs within 2 years of the effective date of coverage, it becomes a contestable claim, which just means that we will review the application questions and the insured's medical history to be sure that the answers were accurately answered.
Okay, so all you're looking at is, once again, medications and answers to medical questions on the application?
Yes.
Okay. And because this was 1 month.
Right.
Okay. Did ultimately True Stage pay on this claim?
Yes.
Do you know when and how that went out?
Yes, it was August 31st, 2022, and we paid that by electronic funds transfer into an account of hers.
Can we see 725, please? Can you tell us what 725 is?
This is confirmation of the payment.
Okay. State would offer State's Exhibit 7-25.
Okay. 725 is admitted.
Okay. So you said this one was an electronic funds transfer
Yes,
as opposed to a check.
that's right.
Okay. Now, in this document here, is there a second page?
Yes.
Okay. Can you keep? All right. Do you know where this electronic funds transfer, what account that went to?
I do. Could you go back to the first page?
Okay.
To an account ending 2204.
Okay. Now, it was being paid from 6577. Can we look at State's Exhibit 710, please? 710, please. I'm sorry. Speaking so low. This is a communication from Kouri on that $100,000 claim.
Yes, this is her claimant statement that we have our beneficiaries complete on all contestable claims.
Okay. And so the state would offer State's Exhibit 7-10.
Okay. State 7-10 is admitted.
On page 2, we could focus in on that. What is displayed here?
This is a voided check that she provided, providing the information for the checking account that she would like the funds put into.
Okay, and that's the account 2204.
Yes.
Okay. And finally, back to I think that was State's Exhibit 7-23. On September 8th, was there another communication, either email or phone or something from Kouri Richins?
Yes. She emailed us and asked if there were any other policies, and we replied that there were the 2 policies that we paid.
Okay. I have nothing further for this witness.
Mr. Ramos, please.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Ms. Coates.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
Could you kind of walk through, when we were on the phone, you kind of explained to me how your company sends out insurance, I don't know what to call them, applications throughout the year. Could you explain that to the jury, please?
Yeah, we send out insurance applications in the mail to credit union members as well as other individuals now. We send it to everyone. And if they get one in the mail, they can fill it out and send it back in.
How often do you guys have a schedule for those to go out every year?
I'm not sure of the schedule.
Did they go out more than once? Or if you don't know, that's fine. No problem. Now, could you explain a couple of things with regards to the different life insurance policies or term life insurance that happen and that are at issue today? Could you kind of just walk me through those one more time from the earliest to the most recent? You had mentioned like a 2017 one, I believe.
Yes, so there was a policy taken out effective May 12th, 2017 for Eric Richins.
And who took that out?
We received an application with the assumption that he took that out.
Okay, perfect. And then which one was the next one?
The next one is the most recent, which became effective February 4th, 2022.
And was that the February 4th one? Was that one a part of Miss Richins calling out and saying, hey, can I get life insurance? Or was this in response to that mailer?
This was in response to the mailer.
Okay. And the address that you received, the P.O. box that Mr. Burmester asked you of, if we could go back to, or if you recall it, the P.O. box, you recall that one?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact
No
number
problem.
of
We'll,
it.
we'll pull it up. I believe it was.
Yes. If we could publish to the jury as well, this has been animated, Your Honor.
It's not. There we go. One moment. Go ahead.
Perfect. And so as you can see on the applicant information side, as well as the spouse or partner information, the P.O. box address is the same, correct?
Yes,
And it's already pre-filled.
it is.
Okay, so that information you received from the credit union?
Yes.
Okay, can we take that down? Now, in this case, you received a, would you do a script check score?
Yes,
And did you do that in this case?
we did.
Okay. And when would that have been done?
That is done before the application is approved or declined.
Okay.
And then also we do that at the time of claim.
Perfect. And so when you approved it, you indicated that you received it, I think, the 3rd, and then it was approved the next day or within the next day. Is that correct?
Yes, we received it on February 3rd, 2022. And then the script check would have been done and approved on the 4th.
Okay. And what is there anything in the script check that would have resulted in it not being approved?
No.
Okay. Now, if we can go to state 723 and just on the 27th of April, which would be, I think, the second page. Next, is that February 27th or
Yes.
April 27th? I mean,
Yep.
Okay. So on the top there,
Shows the jury, Mr.
sure, that's great. Just to get clarification, the first line there, LexisNexis, primary Benny, and then it goes before it gets to the second one. It goes obituary not found. So could you walk me through? How did you guys receive notice of Mr. Eric's passing?
Yes. So twice a year in the state of Utah, we run a match up against the Social Security Death Master File to see if any of our insureds have passed away. And he came up in this instance. And what we do is we use LexisNexis to match and find the beneficiary and make sure that we have the correct person.
Okay.
And then the obituary at this time, when it was noted, was not available online.
Okay. Understood. We could take that down. Now, the P.O. boxes that we saw, you just received those from the credit union. You don't have any knowledge about who has access to those, right?
No.
You assume, obviously, that the individuals you're sending out the mailer is going to get the mailer you sent out, correct?
Yes.
And in this case, they did, correct?
Yes.
And it got returned to you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when you receive, we saw lots of applications as well as the approvals of the money going out. Mr. Burmester at the beginning, I believe, used the word allegedly filled out by Ms. Richins. you assume that whoever's sending it to you received it from whichever PO box or mailing address you sent it to, correct?
Yes,
You have no reason to think it would be anybody else, correct?
correct.
Okay. And I imagine you guys don't do some sort of expert handwriting certification or handwriting comparison when you receive the application.
No,
Okay.
Bro.
When you receive the application, in this case on February 3rd, do you call the individual who submitted the application, or does it automatically just go into the process of being screened?
we don't call them. It just goes into the process of being screened.
And is that an individual doing that, or is that automated?
It's an individual that inputs the information into the computer, and then the computer will run the script check.
Okay. And then I imagine some sort of AI or something checks if anything pops up and then spits out, yes, we're good to go.
Yes.
Okay. And in this case, before the life insurance was paid out, your office sent out requests for medical records, correct?
Yes.
For Mr. Richins.
Yes,
And you received those back, correct?
we did.
And in there, you did highlight anything or identify anything in terms of prior drug use, correct?
That's correct.
And in this case, marijuana came up, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I have one moment. I think those are all the questions I have.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. I'm dying to know who's next. Oh, sit down.
Now, this application that we have here, and if we could publish this to the jury, it's been admitted, Your Honor.
Is it 7-21?
Oh, I apologize. Yes, Judge, 721.
One moment. Go ahead.
This application is both for Kouri and Eric, correct?
Yes,
They're both on it.
that's right.
That's all I have. Thank you, Ms. Coates.
Couple questions. Do you recall in those medical records the stated frequency of use of marijuana?
Yes, it said once or twice per year.
Okay. And then when you did your script search, I don't know why I'm having trouble with that. It's a check for prescriptions prior to approving the application. Is that
Yes.
fair? And did you get an answer when you did that search?
The answer was that there were none.
No prescriptions.
No
at that time.
prescriptions.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. No further questions. Thank you.
Counsel, may we release this witness?
Yes.
Yes, that would be the state's request.
You're free.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please watch your step.
So Kouri's actually the dumbest criminal alive. Why would you buy all of those gummies then if he did it once or twice? Which kind of tracks
Ms. Shervanek, who's
none in his
next?
system.
Christina Miller.
Ms. Miller, if you step in front of Brittany, we'll get you sworn in.
Put me all the way on the stand.
If you'd stop here briefly.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? I do. Thank you. Have a seat.
Please have a seat. Ms. Shervanek, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
If you could state your name and spell your last name, please.
Christina Miller, Miller.
Ma'am, what do you do for work?
I am a divorce attorney, special master, private guardian ad litem, and just started doing divorce mediations as well.
How long have you been a divorce attorney?
Almost 30 years.
And in that practice, do you do exclusively divorces?
I do.
And do you have experience with custody arrangements?
Extensive.
In your practice, how many divorce actions would you say you've been a part of?
Over 2,000.
How do you get new clients in your practice?
In this town, word of mouth. Typically, I haven't really ever advertised. We've done some hometown parades back in the day, but was really more for team building, office building. I don't advertise in the newspaper or radio or anything like that.
And I didn't ask you this, and I should have, but what geographic area do you typically practice in?
Typically Park City, Wasatch County area. On occasion, I'll have cases out in the basin. Sometimes I have to go down to Salt Lake, not often, but I have some people who won't take no for an answer with leaving some in Wasatch County.
Understood. And so tell the jury a little bit about your process when you take on a new client, what happens in your office, and then eventually how you get involved with that person.
So we have I think I'm a bit unusual as divorce attorneys go. We have a very strict process that we have developed, we being me and my paralegal, Leslie Staples, who's been my paralegal for going on 28 years now this March. And we determined pretty early on in our practice that there was a lot of information we needed to receive from clients in order to get a case going. So I developed forms that we use in every single case. When I'm meeting with client, I've developed diagrams. In approximately 2008 is when we really started putting things together so that every client meeting could follow the same pattern, the exact same order for the most part. And I could take all of that information, hand it to my paralegal, and she would know as much as I did at the time with regard to some basic information.
So if a new client was being referred to you, would they first set up a meeting with your paralegal via phone?
Yes. She has vetted clients since we started practicing together. If I vetted all clients, I wouldn't get any work done.
And so after that call with your paralegal, do you meet with the new client?
If they get past Leslie, then yes, she will schedule a meeting for me. Almost every new client, especially if they're at the beginning of a divorce case, she tells them that the meeting can be anywhere between 2 and 4 hours, depending on the complexity of their case. Like I said, my process, I think, is pretty unusual because I try and get as much information as the client knows or can give me, and I give them back as much information as I can to make that initial meeting really impactful because it's getting divorced is a very emotional process in addition to a legal process.
And so during that, or I should say, after you have that intake meeting, this extensive meeting with a prospective client, new client, or with a new client, how many people actually, in your experience, proceed from that meeting to filing a divorce?
Based upon my 30 years, almost every one of them. There are a handful that don't, but the process of emotionally, psychologically, finally calling a divorce attorney and then the process of showing up for a meeting is significant for most people. Once they've kind of hit that stage on an emotional, psychological standpoint, they're ready to move forward or ready to prepare to move forward. So, I mean, there have been people I've been meeting with for 10 years who have yet to move forward, but there are rare, it's rare that they don't move forward, either with me or someone else or something happens.
And in those rare occasions, what are some of the reasons that those people give or that you experience that they don't move forward with a divorce?
It's pretty specific to each individual client who's not moving forward, but the top reasons are they're concerned about kids, the impact of divorce on kids. They're concerned about the age of their kids and being too young to be able to speak up about what's happening in both households. Some people are concerned about their religion and what it means for them from a religious standpoint. Some people have stayed together for quite some time because of health reasons. Back in the day when it was more difficult to get insurance, you would have some people who had a significant health issue who stayed together until that health issue was resolved.
And so you've kind of talked about this extensive first meeting that you have with new clients. And part of that, it sounds like, is information gathering from that person. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you've talked a little bit about the forms that you go through. Are one of those forms directed towards, or the topic of that is any children involved?
Yes. So my office staff, I'm sure, gets annoyed at the fact that I like to have all my forms in a very certain order. And like I said, I'm a visual learner. That's how I teach people about divorce. So I have the diagrams I have and what I call the blue sheets, which are sheets that have all topics on it that I feel like I need from most divorcing people. They go in a certain order. So my packet, when somebody comes in to meet with me, it's thick and it goes in order. So it's first, what is divorce and what does this path look like? Then it's kids, and I have forms and booklets and reading material and the Children's Bill of Rights that we go over. And then there's assets and debts, and then it's ongoing issues. So if alimony may be a concern, we go over a diagram for alimony and hit a lot of topics on income, expenses. Then there's miscellaneous. And then we go over, what does this path look like if you went this way? How do you tell your spouse? How do you prepare for ultimately filing or defending?
I want to turn your attention to Eric Richins. Did you know him?
I knew him in the sense that I met with him.
And how did you come to meet with him? Who referred him to you?
Several people, but the person that reached out to me was his brother-in-law, Clint Benson. He texted me in early October 2020, asked if I could meet with his brother-in-law, Eric, and told me it was urgent. So I explained the process that you have to get through Leslie. And I believe he contacted the office early October 2020. And I ultimately met with him October 23rd, 2020.
Okay, so Eric went through the process that you've described and ultimately ended up with you in that extensive new client meeting that we've been discussing.
Yes, we met for 2.5 hours.
While Eric was with you in that meeting, did he fill out the typical paperwork? Did he go through that packet that you've been describing?
Yes. Okay. He left the packet at my office. He didn't take it with him. We have a bound binder, for lack of a better word, that people take this packet of information home with them and read it. Eric did not.
Okay. Give me just a moment.
This is our state's Exhibit 8-49. If you could turn to the 8th tab.
I don't know, Sydney, because normally Beth.
Okay.
Do you recognize that?
Attorney.
I do.
And we've been talking about paperwork that Eric filled out. Is that some of the paperwork that he filled out in your office?
Yes. That, just so you know, under adverse party, where it says Kouri, Richins, Darden in parentheses, that's my handwriting, and it's my handwriting at the bottom in the kind of grayed out box.
Okay. And the rest of that is paperwork that Eric filled out.
Yes.
Okay. That's all we need from that one for now. So I want to talk about the advice that you gave to Eric Richins during this meeting. Did you get an impression about why Eric was in your office?
I did.
What was that impression?
He was there to find out what it would look like in terms of going forward with the divorce. Was there to learn how to protect his finances, having just.
I'm going to object.
Pause
This
there, Ms.
information
Miller.
is all based on hearsay.
Are you asking about what was said or her observation of his physical demeanor?
I'm asking about effect on the listener, Your Honor, how his information informed her legal advice.
Please approach.
Okay, I think that's going to draw a lot of objections, but they knew this was coming. This isn't a surprise. The divorce attorney has been notified as a witness and a testifying witness. So I don't know. I've always wondered about that too, because like even after death, the attorney-client privilege remains. So her question was very specific. Like, what was your impression? Did you get an impression? So I think she's trying to get the information out without saying, tell us what Eric told you. Let's see.
During your meeting with Eric, did you give him legal advice about custody?
I did.
Describe in 2020, what was the presumption when someone was contemplating divorce about how custody arrangements would work?
At that time, well, let me start with when I first started practicing, way back when. It was the old Ward and June Cleaver thing with regard to custody. Somebody had most of the time and the other person had weekends. There has been a wave through the legislature, through child psychologists, with regard to child psychologists focusing on what's in the best interest of kids, and the legislature listening to lobbyists. I was on the executive committee for the family law section of the Utah Bar at the time, so we closely watched what was going on in the legislature. So at that time in 2020, there had been a statute passed about 5 years previous that finally had an alternative parent time schedule that was more of a 60-40 type schedule. We called it fat weekends, but that is where courts were going. Courts, judges, custody evaluators were all trending towards equal parent time, 60-40 parent time, and so forth. So by 2020, this was October, there were already rumblings of a new statute being passed that would be an alternative statute for 50-50 parent time. That all these statutes have been renumbered in 22, but at that time that was 35.2 or going to be 35.2. But when I met with Eric, we had 35.1, which was this fat weekend. So I talked to him a lot about this is typically what happens with kids and going through a divorce, unless there is something really that stood out. Almost all judges were going with more of a joint physical custody situation.
And so you explained that potential situation to Eric Richins.
Right off, yes.
And without saying if he had a verbal reaction, could you tell how he reacted otherwise?
Yes, we had no further discussion about custody or all of the other things that would go with custody, where I would typically get into with clients specifics about what holidays look like, what a full year calendar looks like, whether there are meaningful holidays in their family, what the right of first refusal looks like. I have on my blue sheets, it's 2 pages, and I would, in most cases, I fill out both of those pages.
Did you do that with Eric Richins?
No, I didn't.
Was that unusual?
It is unusual. It is unusual for me not to continue down the path of a custody conversation, and it typically means that, well, in every case, I think that I haven't filled that out. It meant the client did not want to think about, for whatever reason, did not want to think about the possibility of not seeing their child every day, or the possibility of the other side having their child more often than them, or an equal amount as them, and so forth. But
at the conclusion of your intake meeting with Eric Richins, did you give him a to-do list?
I did.
And when you give a client a to-do list in your practice, does that mean that a divorce is imminent?
Typically, yes. Yeah. I've been around a long time, and this is a small town, small county. And so there are people that will come and meet with me to try and conflict me out of a case. And after so many years of practicing, you learn pretty quickly that that's their intent, because they want to take our 3 or 4 hour meeting and do 15 minutes and call it good. Some of those people retain us. Others just want to know the information that I have, because, like I said, I'm trying to teach them all about divorce and what life looks like after divorce.
So giving the to-do list, how is that significant in your practice? Would you give that to someone who wasn't going to proceed?
No. If I have somebody that comes in and they're either trying to conflict me out, or they just really want to talk about what this might look like in 30 years down the road, there's no to-do list. Sometimes I won't even fill out the questionnaires that I have, the question papers, the blue sheets. But if they have a to-do list, people are, in my experience, it is anticipated that they are going to file for a divorce at some point in the future.
And Eric walked out of this meeting with a to-do list from you.
He did not want to take it with him.
Oh, that's right. He didn't leave it, but you gave him a to-do list. Is that right?
He wanted me to correspond through his brother-in-law, Clint. So I emailed the to-do list to Clint.
Did you refer Eric Richins to anyone after or during your meeting with him?
I did.
Who did you refer him to?
He had worked in the past with Crystal Bowman Carter to do his business planning documents, and he needed to revoke a power of attorney. So he was going back to Crystal for that, or I told him to go back to Crystal for that, and also to redo an estate plan.
Okay. Was it unusual in your practice to refer someone in Eric Richins' position to a lawyer like Crystal Bowman Carter?
Yes.
Why is that unusual?
Because most people going through a divorce, in my experience, aren't thinking beyond what that divorce might look like. They're not thinking about death or estate planning and so forth. And most people, once you file for divorce, you cannot change any beneficiary and so forth. And so that was not a rule at that time in 2020. It's a rule now, but it was unusual. I've only referred one other person in my memory to change their estate plan while a divorce was either pending or before they filed for divorce.
So Eric went through this initial meeting with you. Did he ever file for divorce with you
He didn't.
or through you, I suppose?
No.
And did you discuss a timeline with him about filing for divorce?
I did not discuss a timeline with him. As I said, well, I didn't say this, but because divorce is so emotional, and there are so many things to unravel, kids and finances and debts and family and external family and extended family, and everybody really is on their own timeline. Like I said, I have a couple clients currently that I've been meeting with them for 10 years off and on. So they're not ready to pull the trigger, and everybody has a different timeline.
Thank you. Those are all my questions for you.
Good morning, Ms. Miller.
Morning.
My name is Wendy Lutz. I am one of Ms. Richins' attorneys. So I think you stated on direct already, but it wasn't Eric Richins that reached out to set up an initial appointment with your office, correct?
That's correct.
It was his brother-in-law reached out, and not just to say, hey, I'm referring someone to you, but he reached out to set up the appointment, correct?
I don't recall whether I wouldn't have been part of that conversation. That would have been with Leslie, my paralegal.
Can we take a look at CM1 just for the witness? Let me see if that's the right one. Okay. Let me just ask another question before we talk about that document.
Sure.
Two more questions. So you do remember that it was Mr. Benson that reached out, and then you set up a meeting with Eric. Did anyone attend that meeting with Eric, or was it just yourself and Mr. Richins?
It's my understanding, Eric contacted my paralegal to give her a lot of specifics about his situation. And then the meeting that I had with him was just the two of us.
All right. And after that meeting, it was Mr. Benson that reached out and thanked you for meeting with Eric, correct?
Yes, Eric did not want me to have any contact with him via phone or email directly. He wanted everything to go through a third party, his brother-in-law.
Okay, that's what I was getting to. So when you gave Eric the list of documents, you actually sent that to Mr. Benson.
That's correct.
And then it was actually Mr. Benson who provided you with the documentation over email. I don't know, Eric may have brought some things in person, but anything that came over email was between you and Mr. Benson, correct?
Correct.
And would one reason that a client would ask for that, would it be because they weren't ready to let the spouse know that they were considering divorce? Is that fair to say?
Yes.
All right. And a reason for this, and I mean, I know you said that most people who come in and go this far do end up filing for divorce, but fair to say that some people aren't certain if they're going to file when they come in to see you, correct?
Very few.
It happens though.
It does happen, yes.
All right. And you testified that you went through custody arrangements with Mr. Richins, correct?
Yes.
And you went through the forms you went through regarding children involvement in divorce, correct? I might be naming that form wrong, but you said you went through forms about children.
Children's Bill of Rights.
The Children's Bill of Rights.
Yeah, it is not an official thing in Utah, but I have it and I give it out on it. I'm very color coordinated, so I've colored pens for various things, colored paper for the initial client consultation. That happens to be on purple paper, and it's taped up all over our office as well, so I can remind clients, this is the sun, your kids are the sun, and we are all rotating around them. So let's keep our eye on the prize. So it's just, it isn't anything you could enforce in court, but it's something that I like to share with clients.
Sure, because clients with small children, that's a huge consideration, is what will happen with the children, both financially and emotionally, and who the children will be living with. Fair?
Typically not financially, but emotionally, and who they will be living with and what the possibilities are for sure is a big concern for most people.
Okay. Finances are a concern, which is why you fill out a child support form with clients, correct?
Yes.
And can you pull up CM5? And you filled out a form with Mr. Richins about child support, correct?
I did. Yes.
And he reported to you at that time his monthly income was $33,333, correct?
That based upon what? Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was gonna say I didn't have documents at the time, so we were just. This is more for kicks and giggles of this is what child support would look like if this were the number.
Fair. And his child support was going to be high, correct? Based on his income.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on who you're thinking about. In Park City, probably
You're
not so much,
absolutely
but
correct.
for most people,
That's
yes.
true. In my very small dalliance with divorce law,
Yes.
you see people whose income it's quite low. I'm gonna say frequently. Some people it's quite low, and child support's not very much.
You can have that for sure.
And for some people, this is a lot of people. $33,000 a month is a high income, correct?
Not for a lot of people that I deal with, but I think on the whole,
fair.
yes.
All right, you're dealing with some more, maybe fair to say that didn't come out very well. High-end clients, high-end divorces with more assets.
I would say the longer you're in practice, the more difficult your cases become, and the higher the wage tends to be with regard to divorces.
Okay. Now, other things you discussed with Eric were assets.
Yes.
Fair. And you were made aware that he was a partner in.
Objection, Your Honor.
I'm just asking if she's aware.
Forgive
May
me,
we
what's the
approach?
basis of the objection? Sure.
It's hearsay.
Okay.
Okay, but like she just made a face. So what are we doing with the faces, Lewis? I cannot with her. Yeah, now she wants to talk about. I thought the objection was going to be attorney-client privilege, because if he told her it, then that's the only way she would know. Lewis, let's timestamp Lewis right now. I can't. And then she like wants to be cute, like with another attorney. Hurry up, Lewis. Right, Terry. Like, how dare you object during my cross-examination? Yeah, that's true. Which Kouri, that just goes to show how dumb she was, because this divorce attorney is saying essentially Kouri would have had more time. And Kouri like told that lady, I didn't want my kids to want to be with Eric more than me, but when they're that little, there's not an option. It's court ordered. Mm-hmm. The judge is like, don't make me have to tell you again. It's always funny. It looks like the witnesses purposely look away to act like they can't hear, but they can actually hear.
So in consulting with Mr. Richins and receiving documents from Mr. Clint Benson and maybe from Mr. Richins, you became aware, or were you aware, that Mr. Richins owned a couple of businesses?
I became aware of that during my conversation with Eric.
Did you become aware of that in any way through documents, tax information provided, other documents provided to you by either him or his family?
I did not receive any tax returns from Eric Richins.
Did you receive anything, documentation in terms of his businesses?
No.
Can
You
I,
mean the business specifically?
yes,
No.
or that the businesses existed?
Yes,
Documentation that the businesses existed?
correct.
Okay. And one of the businesses was C&E Stonemasonry, correct? Do you recall that?
Yes.
And Katie, can you just pull up? Good question. The next one, I think it's maybe CM6 or 8. I don't know. Help me out here. Here, one moment, Your Honor.
Can they be any more disorganized? It's just such a bad look. She should have had all this ready and up there with her. I don't know, help me out here. Also, we have people in court today. I need to go find if they've said anything, but I imagine the jury's rolling their eyes right now. Kouri's like, what the fuck is she doing?
If you could just plug just for the witness, CM7. So you became aware that he owned partner in C&E Stonemasonry, correct?
Yes, so this document.
Well, that's just to refresh your
Oh,
recollection.
got it. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And you also became aware through,
I need you to ask the question to Lay Foundation for the how about the other businesses
I was about
as
to.
we discussed. You can't ask it as a leading.
Way to go, Judge.
all right. Let me back up a little bit. You said through documentation, you became aware of Mr. Richins' businesses, just that they existed.
The masonry business.
Did you receive documentation that he and Kouri Wright were also partners in another business?
No.
You did not receive any documentation about any businesses existing, just the existence of businesses?
Asked and answered.
No.
Okay, well,
Overruled. Now we have double confirmation. Please go from there, Ms. Lewis.
okay. Did everybody hear the whole?
I think it was 2 no's in a row.
Okay.
But
All right.
He literally hates her.
Let's see. So now, I know Ms. Shermanek asked you, and you said it was true that Mr. Richins did not proceed with divorce in this manner, in this case.
Not
correct?
Prior to his death, no.
Right. And to your knowledge, he did not proceed with divorce with a different attorney. Fair?
Correct.
All right. And you said that you referred him instead to an estate planner, estate attorney.
Didn't
An attorney who does estate planning. Thank you. Sorry.
Didn't refer him instead. I just referred him to Crystal Bowman Carter to work more in tandem.
All right. And you said you haven't done that very many times, correct?
Right.
But there would be reasons to refer someone to an estate planner. Fair? Just would there be reasons? Yes or no? And then I'll follow up.
At the end of every divorce case, I refer every client to, I give every client a very long, again, to-do list and a closing letter. And at the end of that closing letter, I refer everyone to, or I recommend that everyone see an estate planning attorney to revise their estate planning documents now that they are no longer married.
Okay. In this case, however, that happened earlier in the process than normal.
Yes.
All right. And just let me ask you a hypothetical.
Sure.
So sometimes people have concerns about their children. I mean, it's a fair reason that people don't get divorced when they have small children because they don't want to break up the family. Fair.
Yes.
All right. And if an individual has concerns about providing, well, let me rephrase that. So hypothetically, someone may have concerns about how their children will be provided for after a divorce. Fair?
Provided for
Financially.
psychologically or financially?
Well, both, but I'm talking about financially.
Yes.
All right. So one reason someone may go to a estate planner could be to ensure that things were properly set up to provide for their family, whether they get divorced or not. Fair?
Are you talking about this early on in a potential divorce proceeding or just generally?
I'm asking hypothetically, well, generally first.
Yeah, people generally go establish an estate plan to make sure that that if they have children, their children are taken care of, or that if they have assets, their assets are allocated the way they want upon their death.
Okay. And even though you said it's unusual, it's certainly possible that as someone is going through talking about divorce, they discover that they want to look at this now. Prior to divorce, they want to set this up. Part one of my question, is that possible?
I have never seen that, but I assume anything is possible.
Sure. And it's possible that someone may decide, instead of a divorce, I need to set up a way to make sure my family's taken care of. That maybe that's the more appropriate thing for me to do at this stage. That's possible.
I think you're probably comparing apples to oranges. When, in my experience, when someone is ready to move forward with a divorce, or when a divorce has been kind of forced upon them from their other spouse, it is because we have, I explain it to clients as two pieces of wet noodle, and we drop them on a plate, and one is the emotional divorce and one is the legal divorce. And my job is to straighten those out and keep them as separated as I can, because at touch points, when the legal divorce touches the emotional side is in chaos. And when the emotional side touches the legal side is in chaos. And so when you're going through a divorce, that in and of itself is an apple, where people are worried about what their kids' lives will look like tomorrow.
Understood.
Or next month. When you are doing estate planning, it is, what will my kids' lives look like if I am not here, or me and my spouse are not here? Like, is grandma going to take them? Is my sister going to take them? And so they don't often overlap, because people in divorce don't often, in my experience, they don't even really think about their estate plan. It doesn't come up in our cases, except for a very small handful of cases.
I understand it's a very small handful, but let me just try and ask once more.
Sure.
It's possible that while going through what a divorce is going to entail, someone can change their mind, correct?
Decide not to get a divorce?
And decide not to get a divorce, correct? And then it is possible that they want to go set up an estate plan, correct? Miss, that can happen.
I'm sure it can. I've never seen it happen, but I'm sure it can.
Okay. You don't, okay, I'll strike that. All right, but that's what happened here. Mr. Richins decided to see an estate planning, a lawyer who specialized in estate plans, correct?
What happened was I advised him to seek an estate planning an attorney to help him with what I perceived as his concerns at that time with regard to his finances and his children.
Okay, thank you. I have nothing further at this time. Thank you.
Ms. Sherman.
No other questions, Judge.
May we release this witness?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis, may we release this witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're free to go.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take that cup with you.
Of course.
And your phone. Leave the binder there if you don't. Oh, is that your binder?
No, you can leave it there. Okay.
Thank you. Take care, Ms. Miller. Counsel, any objection to breaking for lunch?
Whatever the court wishes.
Ms. Lewis?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Folks, please rise for the jury. During the break, ladies and gentlemen, same instructions. Don't talk about the case. Don't read, watch, or listen to anything about the case. Do not do any research on your devices about the case. Please enjoy your lunch. We'll come back at 10 of 1. Thank you very much.
What did I say?
All right, let's see if they take anything up.
Folks, have a seat. Thank you. Mr. Bledor, Ms. Sherbanek, anything on the record before the lunch break?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis, Ms. Nestor, Mr. Ramos?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll be in recess until 12:50. Thank you.
Told you it's hard.
All right, guys. Well, they kind of took lunch early today. I feel like maybe not. They're back at 2:50. So I feel like they haven't really done much today besides put in evidence that is kind of like foundational. And all of this will be used to argue later in closing arguments. But I'm hoping this afternoon it picks up. And then there's no court Friday. So basically today and tomorrow, and then we're done with week 2, which is crazy. But I am going to end the stream since it's lunchtime. And thank you guys so much for being here. If you haven't, like and subscribe. That sounds so funny to say, but I will update the rest of the day on stories. Other than that, thank you, and we will be back tomorrow at 10:15 regular time. So, bye guys. Have a good day.